I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
You're goddamn right.
Coming up on today's video, what is Amy Hennig working on video game wise at the moment? I am personally excited to talk about this. Also, what is going on with Spider-Man No Way Home and that new trailer? But before all of that, folks, let's just take a look at Rotten Tomatoes to see what the latest score for Eternals is. Oh my god. Yesterday, this thing was at 51%. It is dropped by 2%. That is hilarious. Honestly, at this stage, I would rather watch Kristen Stewart as Princess Diana Spencer in Spencer. And Kristen Stewart, she's turning into a great actress now. So, and look, 86%, and the audience score is less than that. So, oh dear. I did say it was going to go wrong for Marvel. But look, in the meantime, I'm going to insert some Batman footage from the Flashpoint movie coming out next year. Oh yes, Warner Brothers, please go out and destroy by order of the Emperor himself. Well, as we all like to live in a bubble these days, I thought I would actually be in a virtual bubble for the hell of this video, and maybe going forward. I kind of like this look. I kind of like the red and being trapped in here. It's pretty good. Just don't ask me how I go to the toilet. Now, let's talk about Amy Hennig. I love this woman so much. She's kind of the reason why I just got into video games, thanks to Uncharted. Well, the first 3 Uncharted games. We won't talk about the rest, but what is interesting is this Forbes article from Paul Tassi. Now, Paul Tassi, I don't know if you know, he's like the biggest Destiny player, like not online, but he's got a YouTube channel dedicated to Destiny. It's all he talks about. Personally, I find that stuff kind of boring and not riveting at all, but whatever rocks your boat. Now, his article here is clumsily written in places, so I'm just probably going to paraphrase a few of the sentences that I come across. So his headline is, are Amy Hennig and Janina Gavankar making a Daredevil Marvel game? Now, right, before I actually get on with that, let's just look at Janina Gavankar. Now, you know her as Eden Versio from Battlefront 2. I mean, Janina Gavankar, 3 things I want to say about her, okay? First of all, her name. It's more Star Wars than any other Star Wars characters we've had since 2014. So Riri Johnson and Jar Jar Abrahams, stick that up your botty holes. Secondly, in this photo of Miss Gavankar, obviously for Apple TV, doesn't she look like Elektra Natchios? I nearly said King because I'm thinking of Elektra King from The World Is Not Enough with James Bond. But she already looks the part. She's kind of almost auditioned for the part if you want to really be conspiratorial about it. And thirdly, she is a geek. She's a video gamer, just like me and you, except in her case, she's way, way, way hotter than I am. So this is really cool, right? So in the past week alone, Marvel announced that Amy Hennig of Uncharted fame was making a new game for them through the Skydance New Media Studio. Probably getting a bit of panic attacks here at the moment because I wonder if they're going to make this like the Avengers game, where not live service, but they're going to insert microtransactions here, there, and everywhere. I don't really know. This is obviously exciting given her history of making great games like Legacy of Kain, and speculation has started as to what property she might be adapting. Now, I think there are enough clues adding up that may be indicating we could be getting a Daredevil game from Hennig. Okay, so I wouldn't think for the minute they would go for someone like Captain Marvel, because that is a very unpopular character, not just in the MCU, but also in the comics, so steer clear of Carol Danvers. Call sign really is Hamburger, not Avenger. First off, obviously Marvel is going to pick a highly recognizable hero. I mean, obviously we've had Spider-Man, Guardians of the Galaxy, which I cannot wait to play, by the way. Wolverine from Insomniac, which is coming out probably in 2023, 24 maybe. Daredevil fits the bill, and unlike those others, strange wording there, has no current messy MCU connections now that the Netflix show has ended, although rumors are it's going to return, as a Disney PG-13 hard. No one really cares. The game is a narrative-driven blockbuster action-adventure, so very much on the template of the Uncharted games, which is great. Now, this is a very weird sentence here. If we're talking about a hero that moves and fights like the human Nathan Drake, so Daredevil is a mutant? Paul Tassi, do you know your superheroes at all? What are you talking about, man? Oh, God, wowee. Getting more specific, there was a 4chan leak about a year ago which said Marvel was licensing Wolverine and Daredevil to be turned into video games. And now we know that Wolverine is happening. Speculation is Daredevil is also going to be the other big character reveal, and likely to be Hennig's, which will kind of make sense. Janina Gavankar, who I've mentioned, has confirmed that she is part of the Skydance Hennig Marvel project. Of course, when you look at that picture of Miss Gavankar there, looking lovely as always, of course, if you've seen her in True Blood, you know I became a fan of hers. You'll know why. Elodie Young, who played Elektra Natchios in the Netflix series, she also kind of played her in G.I. Joe Retaliation. If you kind of look at it, she's got the outfit and the swordplay going on. And like Gavankar here has a similar outfit to what Miss Natchios would wear. So I cannot wait to see how this game, if true, turns out to be. So I think it's going to be a mixture of the Uncharted fighting mechanics, especially where stealth is concerned. Now, if you've played the Uncharted games, you know in Uncharted 3, they kind of dialed down the gunplay for a while because there were complaints about number 2 being too violent with the gunplay, which I thought was stupid. But in Uncharted 3, you do get moments where there's a fantastic moment at an abandoned airstrip where Drake has to stealth his way through enemies, and you actually get a trophy if you do it on crushing, which I did. So they're definitely going to go for that with Daredevil, and with Elektra Natchios, they'll probably make her more an aggressive fighter. So if you get to play as either one or the other character, or you get to play as both, maybe a story of two halves, then I'm definitely down for that, man. So Amy Hennig, bring it on. Let's see what you got. I don't think they're going to pressure her because she's got such a pedigree when it comes to video gaming. I think Marvel and Skydance Studios should allow her to do what she needs to do. So, you know, if I get more updates on this one, guys, I'll definitely keep you filled in. Now, just going over to Empire's website here, Spider-Man No Way Home is going to be Spider-Man Endgame, according to director John Watts, who's obviously going to round off this Homecoming trilogy. That's what I like to call it. So if you see these images here, Tom Holland looks a little bit bloated in terms of, I guess, the fight scene he's been rehearsing or been filming. It's probably one of those moments in the film where, you know, it's kind of really stressful and tormenting for his character, so I get that. So just to read a little bit here, so you might have thought things couldn't get bigger or badder for Spider-Man after Infinity War or Endgame. For anyone who's not up to speed, and of course they go into the whole thing about how he got blasted into space, then turned into space dust. What I remember was a sweet back in my day. Tingles on your tongue. I like that. The spider tingle. Now, Tom Holland's web-slinging superhero thrown into all kinds of multiverse madness in Spider-Man No Way Home this December, with all kinds of adversaries heading his way, his secret identity no longer a secret, and a reality-altering magic courtesy of Doctor Strange, ready to shatter this world. Well, I kind of blame Loki and WandaVision for this setup, really, because you didn't really need those shows to make for the next iteration of Phase 4, or Phase 4, as I like to call it at the moment. So one thing I will say about this, now this is kind of a new image here. I don't know if it's actually real. It probably is. And it looks all right here. The CGI looks a little bit ropey in this picture. And it's kind of funny because when we saw the trailer, Doc Ock and Tom Holland Spider-Man were not meant to be in the same scene together, but for some reason now it looks like they are, according to this photograph. So I don't know what's going on, or it could be a misdirect from Sony anyway, so they're giving us an image they want us to see. Also, the running time for the film may have been released, 2 hours 39 minutes, which would make it the longest Spider-Man film ever. I personally would like it to have been maybe 2 hours and 50 minutes and probably show the producers of Bond how not to muck up a long film with really silly exposition and stupid decision making throughout. So I think personally they should have made this a longer Spider-Man film. Doesn't mean to say that it's going to be a great film in the end. I don't know at the moment. Also, the rumors are that the reason why we haven't got a trailer yet, because the trailer is meant to be dropping between the 7th and the 15th of November. That's what I know from my research online. But Kevin Feige is having a disagreement with Sony about whether or not there should be a reveal of Garfield and Maguire's Spider-Man. Now, I still don't know if they're really in the film. It just seems to be one of these rumor and conjecture things going on at the moment. Why? I don't know. So, but personally, maybe give us a little glimpse of those two guys. You know, I want to see Garfield's emo Spider-Man again. I did like that iteration, even though the films were a bit subpar, but also they should give us a little hint, but save that big surprise in the film. Now, Jacob Batalon, who plays Ned Leeds, or Genki, whatever you want to call him, he's probably going to be the dude that goes back into some wormhole or with help from Doctor Strange to bring back Maguire and Garfield to help Tom Holland fight the Sinister Five. Not the 6, it's just 5 baddies. So I don't know how that's going to work out. Miles Morales may play a part in this film. I have said before that Morales will make his debut in this film. So if you're going to keep everything hush hush on the lowdown on the QT, as Danny DeVito did in LA Confidential, then by all means, play your way, Sony. They're playing this film really close to their chest, so I just hope that the final ace in the hole is going to be jaw-droppingly fantastic. This film has every potential to make $1 billion at the box office, but it's just a question of how it's marketed now. Fans are getting impatient, I as well, but I kind of like, I'm dialing it down now. They're all getting impatient at the fact that we have not seen a brand new trailer. Like every Sony video that's uploaded now gets downvoted immediately because the comments say, "Where is Spider-Man? No Way Home. We want that new trailer." The first trailer is great, but it's underwhelming for me. The second trailer has to give us something that we really need to look forward to, guys. So I don't know, what are your thoughts about this? Also, it's going to get delayed for Japan and the Philippines. So I've got a friend who lives in Japan. He's got his own channel, Comics Plus, Akasan. Really cool dude, and I'm proud that he's a friend of mine as well. But he said on his channel recently that they're not going to get Spider-Man No Way Home until I think January or February next year, which is a bummer. It's a spider bummer. I don't know if that's a really rude thing I've just said, but I've just said it now. So I don't know what's going to happen there. And yeah, I mean, staying away from the internet for so long, it's going to be a hard task, man. So guys, that's my quick look at what's been going on in terms of entertainment. The two kind of salient stories that really stood out to me this week. Leave your comments below, like this video, subscribe if you want to, and I'll catch you on my next rant, reaction, or review.
Hey, bozos! Thanks for watching Jason King on Kung Fu Hot Dog. Now do me a favor and subscribe. Otherwise I'll shoot you in the ass, capiche?